Welcome to today's lesson on how to improve your e-commerce site's organic growth. In this presentation, we'll cover some essential techniques for increasing your site's visibility, engagement, and conversion rate. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a better understanding of how to optimize your site's SEO, copywriting, and UX writing to attract more traffic, retain visitors, and convert them into customers. In the digital age, having a website alone is not enough. You need to ensure that your website appears on the first page of search engine results to attract more visitors. This is where search engine optimization, SEO, comes in. SEO involves various techniques to optimize your website content, structure, and metadata so that search engines can crawl and index your site more easily. By doing so, search engines can better understand the relevance and authority of your website, and you can achieve higher rankings in search results pages, which is called SERPs. To achieve optimal SEO, there are several factors to consider. First, you need to identify the right keywords to target based on what your audience is searching for. Keywords are the phrases that people search for on search engines, like Google, for example, when they're looking for something specific. Google Trends is a free tool that enables you to explore the popularity and seasonality of specific search terms over time. The tool provides data on how often a term is searched for, where it's being searched from, and related queries. Users can also compare the popularity of multiple search terms or topics. In the image on the side, I have compared 3 keywords: sustainable food, organic food, and seasonal food. As you can see, user searches on these keywords vary over the months. Sometimes the search volume is high, while other time is low. Using this graph, we can understand when a keyword becomes interesting and how it relates to others. This way, we can choose one keyword over another. Answer the Public is an excellent tool to find long-tail keywords that are less competitive but still relevant to your business. These long-tail keywords are more specific and have a lower search volume, which means they're easier to rank for and can attract more targeted traffic to your site. For instance, if you sell organic food, you can use Answer the Public to find questions related to organic food that people are searching for, such as is organic food healthier, or where can I buy organic food, and so on. By creating content that answers these questions, you can attract more traffic to your site and establish your business as an authority in your niche. Core Web Vitals are a set of metrics that Google uses to measure the user experience on a website. These metrics include loading speed, interactivity, and visual stability. Improving your Core Web Vitals score is mandatory to rank higher in the search result. In order to achieve that, you should work also on best practices, such as using clean code, optimizing images, and creating a mobile-friendly website, accessibility, ensuring that your website is accessible to all users, including those with disabilities, and finally, performance, such as improving page loading times, reduce server response times, and optimizing your website code. After discussing SEO, let's move on the second major topic of our lesson, copywriting. We have seen that technique is fundamental, but a machine without a heart is an empty box. However, writing does not simply mean getting inspired and then putting down anything that comes to mind. Remember, our main character is and will always be our user, or rather, the people. That's why, to perform a target analysis, you need to gather information about your audience. This can include demographic data like age, gender, and location, as well as psychographic information like interests and values. Once you have this information, you can use it to create buyer personas or customer profiles that represent your ideal customer. To find a tone of voice that matches your target audience, you need to understand your audience values, interests, and communication preferences. Once you have this information, you can develop a tone of voice that is conversational, professional, authoritative, or any other style that suits your brand and audience. The right tone of voice will help you in building trust and loyalty with your customers. As seen in the image I prepared for you, the tone of voice can also be conveyed through the proper choice of font, which can be friendly, serious, ironic, emotional, or minimalist. Now, let's move on a small tip to write a good content, the problem-solution approach. To create problem-solving content, start by identifying your audience pain points and creating a list of topics that address those problems. Use data from keyword research to determine what topics are most relevant to your audience. Then, create content that provides practical solutions to those problems. You can use a variety of formats such as blog posts, video, infographics, and more to engage your audience and provide value. In the example next to the text, the title "Good for you, good for the planet" highlights a problem for the user. What can I do to help the planet? In the subtitle, we find the solution to these problems with the phrase "Find fresh, responsibly grown products and more on our e-commerce site." This short text not only helps to understand the impact that can be made by purchasing the products, but also emphasizes the fact that the products are fresh and therefore more delicious. Storytelling is a powerful tool for engaging your audience and creating an emotional connection with them. Here are a few ways to incorporate storytelling into your copywriting. Use anecdotes. Share real-life stories that demonstrate the benefits of your product or service. This helps your audience to relate to your brand and understand how your offerings can improve their lives. Create a narrative. Use storytelling techniques to create a narrative around your brand. This could be the story of how your company was founded, or the story of a customer who had a positive experience with your product. Highlight your values. Use storytelling to highlight your brand values and connect with customers who share those values. For example, if you're a company that prioritizes sustainability, share some stories that demonstrate your commitment to the environment. Make it personal. Use storytelling to create a personal connection with your audience. Share stories about your own experience and challenges, and show how your product or service helped you overcome them. And finally, be authentic. Authenticity is key to effective storytelling. Be honest and transparent, and use language that feels genuine and relatable to your audience. Finally, we can talk about UX writing. UX writing is the practice of creating text on digital products that enhances user experience. It should be clear, concise, and helpful, guiding users through their journey on the site. It aims to make tasks easy and efficient, using familiar language and avoiding confusing jargon. Consistency is also essential to ensure users always know what to expect. One key aspect of UX writing is the use of microcopy, which are small pieces of the text that guide users through specific actions. For example, a submit button might have the microcopy "Send a message" to make it clear what the button does. Another example is the use of a short error message that allows the user to understand what action they need to take to complete the login process. By using very short text that are contextualized to the problem that the user is encountering, we can make the user experience much more enjoyable, making a simple login form accessible to everyone. Just imagine a color brand or simply rush the user dealing with a form that does not display an error message like this. They will abandon the website in half a second. In this context, UX writing is essential for conversion rate optimization, which focuses on increasing the percentage of users who take the desired action on your site. By guiding users through the steps of the conversion funnel, good UX writing can improve the likelihood that they will complete the action you want them to, whether it's making a purchase or filling out a form. One example of how UX writing can impact CRO is through the use of button text. A simple button like click here is not very effective at encouraging users to take action. However, a more persuasive button like start free 15 days trial is much more likely to convert users. UX writers can also use language to create a sense of urgency, such as only 3 spots left or limited time offer, to encourage users to act quickly. Another important aspect of UX writing for CRO is the use of clear and concise messaging throughout the site. Users should be able to quickly understand what your site offers and why they should choose your products or services. Good UX writing can help communicate the message effectively, making it more likely that users will convert. In this lesson, we covered some essential techniques for improving your e-commerce site's organic growth. Here are the key takeaways. So we have SEO, on-page optimization, technical SEO, copywriting, and UX writing. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and thank you for your attention, and have a great day.